launch of the AV-25 vehicle at 9:03 and 30 seconds Pacific Daylight Time. We'll be picking up the countdown at T-minus 4 minutes in 57 seconds from now. From T-minus 4 minutes until launch, you'll be listening to the launch conductor and his team performing the final steps in the countdown procedure. At T-minus 3 minutes, the team will secure Atlas LO2 topping. At T-minus 2 minutes, the team will transfer Atlas and Centaur stages from ground facility power to internal battery power. At T-minus 1 minute 58 seconds, the team will secure Atlas battery heater power. At T-minus 1 minute 55 seconds, the team will command the launch sequencer to start. At T-minus 1 minute 50 seconds, the team will secure the Centaur LH2 and LO2 topping. At T-minus 1 minute 40 seconds, the team will command flight control systems to launch enable. And at T-minus 1 minute 38 seconds, the team will secure Centaur battery heater power. At T-minus 1 minute 37 seconds, the team will arm the flight termination system. And we are at T-minus 4 minutes and counting. At T-minus 40 seconds, Centaur tanks will be stable at flight pressures, and a final propellant status check is conducted at T-minus 25 seconds.
T-minus 3 minutes.
Securing Atlas LO2.
Atlas tanks to flight pressure. FTS internal.
Launch vehicle, payload, ground systems, range, and weather are all in a go status. T0 again is 9:03 and 30 seconds Pacific Daylight Time. Once the vehicle lifts off, it will take 89 seconds to reach Mach 1, or the speed of sound.
$159.
Vehicle internal.
$155.
Launch sequencer start.
$150.
Securing Centaur LH2.
Securing Centaur LO2.
$140.
Launch enabled.
$37.
FTS armed.
$125.
Report range status.
Range is green.
Roger.
$120.
Orc is armed.
FTS count started.
$115.
Reduce ECS for launch.
Roger.
$110.
Vent valves locked.
$40.
Stable at step 3.
$30.
ECS reduced for launch.
Roger.
$25.
Status check.
Go Atlas. Go Centaur. 20. $15.
This is Atlas Mission Control at T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Atlas engine ignition, 0, and liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket carrying the NRO L-41 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office. And you're now hearing the voice of Rob Gannon providing the launch vehicle ascent data. Let's listen in for mission progress.
Pitch program is in. Flight disturbances look good. Continuing to operate the main engine at 100% thrust. Everything looking good. Next mark event we're looking for is coming up in closed loop control on Atlas PU. Vehicle is steering as expected. And closed loop control on PU. And we're approaching the end of our roll program. Roll program is complete. Engine continues to operate normally. Mach 1. And coming through max Q. Everything is looking good. And we've throttled down to 95% thrust as expected. And everything continues to operate nominally. Vehicle is now 12 miles in altitude, 1 mile downrange, traveling at 1,260 miles per hour. Engine continues to operate normally. Passing 2 minutes into the flight, everything looks good. Seeing normal activity on booster PU. So far, our telemetry data has been very clean. And the vehicle is now 50% of its liftoff weight. Next mark event we are looking for is firing the pyro valve to activate the reaction control system. And mark event's coming up in 5 seconds. And we have fired the pyro valve, pressurizing the system. Everything looks good. Next mark event we are looking for, approximately 10 seconds, is throttling down to 2.5 Gs for payload fairing jettison. Our CS system has come to full pressure. We are now throttled down, maintaining 2.5 Gs. Coming up on fairing Sept in approximately 25 seconds. And flight control system is controlling a 2.5 G acceleration just fine. Steering disturbances look good. Ten seconds, fairing Sept. We have our format change. We've had fairing separation. CLFR deck has just jettisoned. Vehicle continues to operate normally. We've now throttled back up to 79% thrust. And the vehicle is now 25% of its liftoff weight.
This is Atlas Mission Control at L plus 3 minutes, 57 seconds into the flight. And as you just seen, we've had the successful liftoff of the AV-25 L-41 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office. The vehicle is performing as expected and continuing downrange. So we've had an excellent liftoff. The vehicle is functioning as we expected, and we had a liftoff at 9:03 and 30 seconds Pacific Daylight Time, slightly delayed just due to a range issue. I'd like to thank Rob Gannon for his support of today's Atlas launch broadcast, and at the request of our customer, we'll now conclude our live launch broadcast of this launch. For more information about this launch and about the Atlas vehicle, please visit our website, www.ulalaunch.com. And we'll leave you now with one final look at the liftoff of the Atlas V L-41 AV-25 mission. On behalf of the entire Atlas launch team, I'm Don Spencer. Thank you for joining us. Have a great evening. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Atlas engine ignition, 0, and liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket carrying the NRO L-41 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office. And you're now hearing the voice of Rob Gannon providing the launch vehicle ascent data. Let's listen in for mission progress.
Pitch program is in. Flight disturbances look good. Continuing to operate the main engine at 100% thrust. Everything looking good. Next mark event we're looking for is coming up in closed loop control on Atlas PU. Vehicle is steering as expected. And closed loop control on PU. And we're approaching the end of our roll program. Roll program is complete. Engine continues to operate normally. Mach 1. And coming through max Q. Everything is looking good. And we've throttled down to 95% thrust as expected. And everything continues to operate nominally. Vehicle is now 12 miles in altitude, 1 mile downrange, traveling at 1,260